What's going on, everybody? James here, urban-picker.com. You know what? I'm just sitting here listening to some cassettes. I love selling music. And then I've been getting a lot of questions on YouTube and other social media things. So I'm like, maybe I'll just hit record and just start talking. Maybe answer some questions and show you what I'm working on, I guess. I don't know. Why not? What's kind of cool though is I found this. I've got, like I said, I bought out minis of music stores when I was doing just basically music on Amazon and eBay and what have you when I first started. And so I still got, I probably have easily between cassettes, CDs, 8 tracks, and albums, I probably got an easy 150, 200,000 pieces that I still have never touched. I used to love buying in bulk. And there's actually a local record store who's still in business, who I'm acquaintance, friends with, the owner. And I haven't bought from him in a long time since I don't really get too much into it, even though I could still make some good money doing it. But I would always, he's always buying so much stuff that he would just bulk it out to me, and I would get, stuff for like 10 cents a piece, but I would buy, $5,000 worth of merchandise at one time. So that's why so much went into storage. I'd go through, kind of cherry pick it a little bit. Did get my money back quick, but then a lot of stuff I never even went through. Like I found this today. This is this was in a box that I got from him probably 10 years ago. And it was a local rap artist called The Gatekeepers. And the CD goes for 60, 70, 80 bucks. But it's cassette sealed. Nobody online has the cassette sealed. So I put it up for like $119. We'll see what happens. Especially when Web Interpret takes over and starts pushing this out onto the international websites, because a lot of this stuff will go international. There are a lot of US collectors for rap and hard rock, heavy metal, independent stuff. Actually, I just bought a cassette today for $64, and it's called Scarlet Fever. It was a 80s hair band out of I believe New York, if not New Jersey, but I think New York. And the album was called Just What the Doctor Ordered. And a friend of mine bought found the cassette. We used to always go through local record stores and find just hair bands or hard rock items that just we never seen before, and we'd grab them, buy them. He had paid $4 for this cassette, that Scarlet Fever cassette, and this was probably 1991, 92. I don't remember the year the actual album was made, but it was probably about 87, 88, somewhere in there. But we found one at the local record store, and I fell in love with this thing. We would play the hell out of it. Well, he had loaned it to me. I don't know if he didn't care for it too much or what, but he kind of just loaned it to me. And I had it in my car, and I was playing it all the time. And then one night my car got broken into, and I had about 15 cassettes in a little case, and they took those, and it disappeared forever. And then I found the vinyl on eBay probably about 15 years ago, and I found it for cheap. I got it for like 20 bucks. Now you're paying, 60, 70 bucks for the vinyl. I paid 64 for the cassette because I was like, you know what? I saw somebody share it on Facebook, YouTube, of the Scarlet Fever, one of their songs called Hold On. And I'm like, I'm going to see if anybody's got the cassette up on eBay. It popped up. I'm like, hell yeah, click, buy. So finally, all these years later, the cassette is back. And so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to get me a cassette player set up here. I got a CD player, and so I can put it in when I get it. So that was kick-ass. And I did kind of repay him for the cassette. I gave him a bunch of back then he was always into video games, so I gave him a bunch of Sega CD video games because I felt so bad that it got stolen. And it wasn't worth that back then, but I gave him, he paid $4 for the cassette. I probably gave him a good, you know, 50, 60 bucks in video games just because I felt so bad that it got stolen. So I love finding independent items, especially rap and hard rock. There's money to be made. It's just some $20 items. I put up TT Quick's band. I believe they're out of New Jersey. And it's a hard rock band. The singer now plays with a band called Accept. If you remember in the mid-'80s, there was a song called Balls to the Walls. Balls to the walls. Well, Udo, when the lead singer left, they got a new lead singer, and it was lead singer of TT Quick. I think he's still singing for him. Knowledge. There's these old vintage Slipcase cassettes. If you've been watching my What's Sold, you'll see that the snap cases, I've been selling a lot of those. I used to have a collector come in all the time for these Slipcases. They've kind of slowed down a lot in value-wise. I've got 19 of them in my store right now. I can't really check easily to see what has sold on these lately, but I don't remember seeing them sell too much lately. So these have kind of slowed down, so we'll have to see. But certain ones I stumbled across on the eBay search the other day. I can't remember who it was. It was a more popular band. It wasn't Rush, it was somebody. And I think it sold for like 60 bucks. So there is still value on the... Actually, why don't I see if I can find it again? Since I am just talking. Let's go with highest first on these. Slipcase cassette. We'll just hit sold. And all these imports are coming up. Somebody sold, that's a lot of 5 of them. They took an offer. They had them up for 60, took an offer. So I think they've come down probably more like, here's this Led Zeppelin one, $34.99. So maybe that's what I saw. Why was I thinking 60? Let's see if there's any listed. I don't know why I was thinking 60. My bad. My bad, but anyway. Just some other little stuff there. Then I found some more. I know I've got a lot more of these new cassettes in storage too, because as I've said before in some of the videos where there was I think they might still be there, they just downsized, a music store in the Smoky Mountains. And I think it was called Music Outlet, Country Music USA. That was because they had, hi puppies. They had stores throughout the Midwest. Ones here in St. Louis were called Music Outlet, but they also owned a Country Music USA in Smoky Mountains. And he's based out of Tennessee. They also had a warehouse here in Maryland Heights, a couple minutes from me. I always try to get in there because there was a lot of stuff I used to sell when I was doing Amazon. Sleaze Bees CD, Unruly Child CD. There was a Grand Funk Railroad. There was a bunch of different ones I used to sell. And every so often I'd hit the stores and pick them up whenever I could. I'd go, about every couple of weeks and pick them up because they would ship more to them. So I kept trying to get in with the owner and into this warehouse, and he ended up saying, well, make me a list of the ones you want. I made him a list, never heard from him again. Next thing you know, he's selling them on eBay. It's like, you motherfucker. So you got to watch people. But when I was down, one of the times, when I go into the Smoky Mountains, I always stop in there because I always make money in there. I think the last biggest thing, it's been a few years since I've been there, sadly, unfortunately. I used to love go to Smoky Mountains at least once a year, but I picked up a 5150 LP sealed. Picked up for like $6 or whatever, and I think it sold for like 60 or something. I don't remember. It's sold for some decent money. But the one time, when they was downsizing from the big store, they used to be in a corner store down there. They moved to a smaller area. They were downsizing. He priced all his cassettes at $1. And I literally cleaned the place out. I mean, I spent thousands of dollars just on these cassettes for $1 a piece. So I got a lot more of these in storage. This whole stack I put up for, I think 20 a piece on these. No, $14.99 a piece on those. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. Here's some other little stuff I'm getting ready to put up. Tremble Brothers, Sweet Breeze. Some little religious, local, I don't think they're local, but independent. You know, they were put out probably by a church or by the people themselves. I think I'm putting these up for like 20 bucks. You know, this one's out of Cleveland, Tennessee. So, I love finding this stuff because they sit for a while normally. It does take the right person. There might only be one person out there looking for this, so it may sit for quite a while. So if you do kind of get into this stuff, don't tie up a lot of money into it. I probably got 10 cents a piece in each one of these. And even vinyl, if you see old religious stuff, and look on the back, you'll see like obviously dates like 1990, but look for no major labels. These don't really have any major labels like Columbia, Atlanta, things you would normally see on records. But look for the addresses on them. That one's Cleveland, Tennessee. Any of your popular stuff, it's going to have New York or California normally as their address. So look for those little independent ones where they're small town USA type of things. So pretty cool. So I'm just having fun and listing that stuff today. Also this. I think did I show that in a video? I may have, yeah. Finally got it out of the wash. So gotta get that listed. I think that was on a video. But let's see what, I know I've been getting a lot of questions here today and over the past week or so. So do you list on Instagram your items and sell? No, Instagram is just items that have sold on eBay for $8 or higher. I don't try selling on Instagram. It's just, anytime I always try selling on anything else, Facebook Marketplace or wherever, most of the people just don't come through. They say they want it, but then they never pay, or they don't. It's too much of a headache. So if somebody wants it, go buy it off eBay. You know, it's not worth my time to mess with all of that. Do you ever have sales in your store? I run sales pretty much all the time, all month long. I'll change the percentages up. Normally it's anywhere from 10 to 20% depending on the items. But I did for the beginning of February, the first 10 days of February before eBay started having issues. I was just doing the sales on weekend. I was going to do it the whole month. I'm going to test this out, just do it on the weekends. And during the week, just take my full price for them. And then I could offer more to the people who are watching when I send them offers. So when I was doing that, I tried it until 10 days till my sales dropped because of those eBay issues. Then I was sending, the offers to the watchers for like 20% or 25% off, making it something that looked so good that they would just want to buy. And it worked. But then when eBay started having those checkout issues, my sales tanked. So I threw everything back on sale. And since it's still going on, I haven't been able to play with that sale thing like I want to, because I'm just leaving everything on sale so I can get better placement and try to keep sales rolling. After that last video where I was complaining, I called eBay and then made that video. Then if you watched my second last video, I don't remember, of the items that sold, I showed you that pair of Yeezys that sold that I felt I had to take. I took it that day as an offer for $270. I originally had them listed for $399, which was overpriced, but it was my personal pair. So I was, with my personal stuff, I don't have to sell it. It's one of those things where I try to get overpriced value for them. But since sales were so trash that day, I went ahead and took the offer for $270, made a few dollars. And then after that, my sales exploded. I mean, literally, I did $891 in 5 hours. That's how big it freaking exploded. I ended up doing over 1,000 that day. Yesterday, I did over 1,000. The day before that was, I think, an $800 day. Today's 5 o'clock, and we're already at 700. So hopefully it's fixed. So it's looking like it's getting back to normal. But yeah, it was weird how my sales just exploded after I put that video up, took the offer on the Yeezys, and then it went crazy. And it was kind of odd that I did that much money in that few hours. Even though 270 was the shoes, still the rest of that was, I mean, that was over $500 in, a matter of no time. I was like, what? Let's see. It should have been a 30-second video. Why are you talking straight nonsense for 10 minutes? Gotta love people. 97 items in 2 days. That's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, thankfully it's picked back up. So I thought I would do less than 50 a day, just because like I said before, when I got rid of the media, I was pumping out, 60, 70 items a day. So when I stopped that, I was expecting a huge fall in numbers. And thankfully, when things are going right, I haven't. So that's been awesome. So I've been trying to keep up. The one day I listed about 210 items. I've been slacking the last couple of days. I'm out of pictures right now, so I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures over the next couple of days to get caught up and get these shelves cleaned off a little, because I still got, from the last 3 times, from maybe 2 times from the bins now, still waiting to come in here that I haven't processed yet. So I usually pass on casino items. I see they sell well for you. I wouldn't say well, but they do eventually sell if you can get them cheap. I'm always grabbing casino items, anything casino related. Actually, I just sold I don't think it was real leather. It may have been, I don't know, a Riviera, just a black tote bag for $8 I picked up over at the outlet. So under 50 cents into it, sold it for $8. So do you get a lot of returns? You sell a lot of clothes, and that seems to give more returns than others. But yours are men. I find that men, etc., etc. I don't get too many returns. My returns are not bad at all. I get maybe 2 returns a week. That's not bad if I'm, selling 50 items a day. So returns are pretty good. I always try to take detailed pictures. I don't try to get into the description. I don't worry about ironing clothes. I'll wash them. I try to get the stains out of them, obviously, with some extra spray and stuff. I don't put a lot of effort into it to make sure they come out. I'll sell them with a stain and just put in the description that the stain did not come out with a normal wash. And if somebody wants to try to get in there and get it out, they can. So I don't put a lot of time into the items. Like I said, I don't iron anything. I take crappy pictures, and that's just to move volume. If you put more time like in that, if there's something that's higher dollar, $70, I might put a little more extra time into making it look pretty. But as long as it's clean, it's gone. So I ain't worried about no wrinkles. People know wrinkles will come out, so it's not really that big of a deal in my eyes. But I could be wrong, and maybe if I did iron stuff, I'd have better sales. I don't know. But I had a couple of people ask me, why did I take down that video about, since he outed himself, I'll just say the person, what are they called? The Raleigh people, the Raleigh guy. Kept asking me why I took it down. I was like, I'm mad at you. You took it down. And I did it for 2 reasons. I don't like to stay in negative headspace, first off. So anytime I have to put something negative out there, whether it's on Facebook or wherever, by the end of the day, I'm taking it down because I don't like to live in that headspace. but he did see it. He called himself out on it. And then I had people emailing me the next day and a couple of days after going, I think he got your point because somebody's giving away product now or giving it away at cost or something like that. So they were all telling me that they think that, he understood what I was saying in the video, even though he kind of attacked me a little bit for it, which I don't blame him, whatever. So I hope that he did have people learn every day, I still learn every day. So hopefully it wasn't a deceptive thing, and maybe he saw it and goes, maybe I got to change things, or maybe it was just a way to save face. Maybe it was a way to think, well, maybe I did do something that was kind of, maybe on the line. I don't know. But like I said, I don't like living in headspace. He saw it, so he got the point, and it looked like he processed the point, and I don't know, we'll see. There ain't nothing to see. It's done and over, and I moved on. So, yeah, and I don't know, I just don't like seeing, most of the time I don't get into anything, but I'm the type of person who was bullied a lot when I was a kid. So when I started, but I always stood up for other people who are bullied or other people who are getting taken advantage of. I'd always just step up. That was just my makeup, because I knew what it felt like to be on the opposite end of that. So I've been doing this for 18 years, when I saw that, it just kind of triggered in me, like it felt, the facts showed that, somebody was being taken advantage of. And so I spoke up, and that's all it was. There was nothing, personal or anything deeper than that. It was more of a concern for the other people. So that is what it is. Let's see. You have so many items. Are you unable to locate something after it sells? No, I do what pretty much everybody else does. I have totes. Tote 1 through 107, tub 1 through, I think I'm on 71 with tub. Now I use CTs, which is like clear tote. I think I'm like on 110 clear totes now. Then I have totes titled T. So T1 through, I think I'm at about T67 now. So everything's in a tote or in a drawer. Every once in a while, something will be like, what the hell where did that go? Or if I forget to, or I just mistype within the label section, when I list within that label section, I put where it is going to go. Well, if something does come up to where maybe I mistyped a thing, or maybe even forgot to type anything in at all, what the easiest way to find an item like that is, normally that day I'm working on a certain tote. I'll have a couple of different totes in here. Today I've got this B4, and then I also have tub 25. So if it was, say, a t-shirt that was supposed to be in B4, and I'll look at the date I put it up. And if it says I put it up on January 25th, well, I'll go into my eBay items that are active, I'll type in t-shirt, and then I'll scroll down to all the items that I put up on January 25th. And I'll look at the totes that I used that day. So the totes would come up B4 and tub 25. Well, if it ain't in B24, maybe if I misprinted it or didn't put anything in there, check B4, check tub 25. And that's where it usually is. Every once in a great while, maybe once a month, I will have something that just totally vanished. And I think a lot of that just has to do with, especially since I'm selling on Bonanza and was True Gather, I'll remember to talk about that. Sometimes it would sell on one or the other, and then Bonanza wouldn't end it. So it'd sell on Bonanza and it'd be like gone. So that was about the only times I would have an issue. And in the True Gatherer, I saw today, I got an email where PayPal is not allowing True Gather site to use them anymore. I'm like, what do you have to do as a website to say, for PayPal to say, you can't use us anymore? I'm guessing they used to have may have a lot of fraud or theft on there. I don't know. So it said if you don't sign up for Amazon payments or another one starts with an S. I don't remember what it was, Nike or something. I don't remember. I only use PayPal right now, so that you can't sell on TrueGather anymore. So no more TrueGather for me. So all right. Let's see. It just doesn't make sense that they purposely sabotaged the checkout system. If they wanted to force us into managed payments, they would just say, you must get on the managed payments, which is true. That's true. It's just been weird the way the PayPal issue checkout thing's been on eBay. It's just, and I always look at all the different variations and what have you. So let's see. I'm here for every video. Thank you. Let's see. When you say from storage, what are you referring to? Yeah, I have as I've said before, I've got the big 4 storage areas filled with stuff from the 18 plus years I've been doing this because I like buying by bulk. And I try to make my money back quick on what I bought. So then a lot of stuff gets thrown into storage. And that's not a bad thing to do on something like, say, retail arbitrage. Because I will buy, because they'll clearance out newer toys. And the market is flooded with those newer toys. So it's like, you know what? Hold on. Now you're locked in, puppies. But, so on something like that, I will take those toys and I'll put them in storage. Wait till the market is depleted and then put them up. Maybe it's by the next Christmas or what have you. I just pulled out a box of new toys that I bought a couple of years ago at a local FYE when they were here in town before they closed. They would call me when they're clearancing out their stuff, and I would 3 truckloads to get it, and then they'd be replenished with their merchandise, their clearance merchandise. So he'd call me again and say, we got more, go get a couple more truckloads. So a lot of that stuff I would put in storage and sit on it, or just for the value to go up. And I put some up, let's see, they're still up right now. Well, part of them, this is what I'm gonna make an example of. There was some wrestling figures from 2013. I probably picked these up in 2015 from them, maybe. And they were only selling for, like $10 or $12. Put them in storage. Right now I've got them listed at one at 30. I've got more than one of these usually on some of these. Another one at 50, another one at 20. So it can pay to put stuff in storage. But like I said, I always try to make my money back as quick as I can on that lot as a whole, because then I'll give you freedom too. If you want to throw stuff in storage, wait for it to go up in value, wait for the market to not be flooded, whatever the case may be, maybe wait till the holiday to put them up. It gives you that option to do that if you cherry pick it and get that stuff listed and get your money back with quickness. Let's see. Well, maybe PayPal, my sales have sucked also. Much appreciated. Glad to know it's not just me. I guess that's about it for right now. I could go on, I could keep scrolling for days here, but oh, damn. I had the search glitch happen again. It just happened today, and now I can't remember what it was. I typed in, I think it was a cassette, because I was doing cassettes. It might have been James Taylor, that James Taylor cassette. but I put in, so say I put in James Taylor Best Live cassette, and it brought up Trisha Yearwood. Things without any of the name, didn't have live in the title, didn't have best in the title. It just brought up a bunch of Trisha Yearwood stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? So they are still having some bugs within their search. And that's a pain in the booty hole. 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 It's my new hit single. Feel free to download it today. It's called Pain in the Booty Hole. 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 Ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. People are loving that freaking bulk.com thing I did where it was like total crap. That thing's got so many views compared to my other videos. It's crazy. Let's see what else I got on my, let's see, videos from Bearded Picker, videos from Vintage Bombshell, Curiosity Incorporated. I never checked out the videos. I saw one that was interesting from that Curious Incorporated, but I never went back to look at their videos. I don't have time. I'm always working. He lists a lot of videos. He must be making some good money on here. Do you charge shipping on everything? Yes. I do charge shipping on everything. I did free shipping for a year. I didn't like it. One reason I didn't like it, because my sales went down, money-wise, and it was a pain in the butt when people would send an offer, because 9 times out of 10, well, not maybe 9 times, maybe 5 times out of 10, half the time, I had to decline it just because they were offering lower than what the item was to ship. So, and then you'd have to calculate that in your head and be like, okay, I think that's going to cost $8 to ship. So I've got to incorporate that in my head. They're offering me this. Okay, I've got to add 8 to that, so, or subtract 8 from that. This is what I'm actually going to get out of it. And it was a pain in the ass. And so then after a year, I went back to charging shipping and my sales blew up. The way I look at it is, if you're just doing used stuff, chances are it's going to be unique items, or you're going to have a lot of unique items. People are going to pay shipping for it if they want it. Free shipping is really just for a competitive edge, and really only really beneficial if there's a, you're dealing with stuff that's highly competitive market. There's, 50 other sellers who have the exact same thing you have. So that's the way I kind of look at it. I don't, like I said, I've done it for a year and it wasn't worth the money or the time. It was a pain in the ass. So nope. Love the videos. Been a long time. Been following a long time. Would love to see how you store all the items. Eventually, I will do that. I'm still in the process of buying shelving units and getting it better organized. So I'm in the middle of doing all that now, and I'm in the middle of going back through the rooms and using every nook and cranny within that room because I got so much stuff. So I am doing like a overhaul of how I store items. So once I'm complete with that and I have it the way I want it to, then I will do a video on that, showing everybody how I do it. So, see, Nevermore Antiques. Let's see. Katie Patton. Man, she hasn't made videos in a long time, has she? She's been around forever. She used to make videos when I was doing shoe videos. So I guess she's doing merch by Amazon, I guess, a lot now. All right, I think that's done. This is a long video. All right, well, hopefully there was some stuff in there to help you. If there was, like, please. If there wasn't, sorry. Maybe next one. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Catch you later. See you in the next video.